Well, hello there, and I do hope you're all well. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, DB, that picture, that's the same picture of the last video. Yeah, I know it. Our Dizzy Lizzy does get a mention in this video. Because the other day, when it comes to the shenanigans of the Partygate or the works event or non-works event, whatever he likes to call it, to get himself out of being caught bang to rights with his hand in the cookie jar, cookie crumbs all over his suit, and this apology for whether it were having a works event or whether it wasn't a works event. Who knows what's going on? Somebody sent a message in the comments below saying, I'm looking forward to hearing what Nick Abbott has to say about this. And I went, a little ding above my head idea thing. Oh, yes, I am as well. And all I can say is, guys and girls, our national treasure, that is Nick Abbott, didn't disappoint. Enjoy!
Right, here's a timeline of what happened today on the Titanic. Boris Johnson is going to rearrange the deck chairs. According to the FT, the Financial Times, the Prime Minister is set to shake up Downing Street by culling officials and political advisers in an effort to save his job. He's going to terminate them.
Correct.
Changes will reportedly focus on Principal Private Secretary Martin Reynolds. You know Principal Private Secretary Martin Reynolds, don't you? Yeah, that's the response that you will be encouraged to make. They've strapped him to a dartboard. Changes will reportedly focus on Principal Private Secretary Martin Reynolds, who invited more than 100 people to a Bring Your Own Booze Downing Street party, and Chief of Staff Dan Rosenfield. Step right up, gentlemen, and throw yourselves under Bodger's bus, or he'll push you under. Your choice. Another couple of victims to the curse of the Bodge. Everyone he surrounds himself with eventually ends up as roadkill. Everything he touches turns to stone. Everyone he touches is a work colleague who just happens to have a stripper pole in her flat, but there's nothing untoward going on here, goodness me, no.
Disgusting.
As well as overhauling his Downing Street operation, the paper said, the FT said, Boris Johnson also wants to end Plan B measures in England. Just anything, basically, to take our minds off him and the regime. I mean, declaring war on Russia is not completely out of the question. One ally said, he's still got allies. I hope you're keeping notes as to who is saying what about whom at this juncture in our lives. Don't let him get away with a thing. Everything they do and say now should trail after them like a bad smell for the rest of their lives. One ally said, according to the Financial Times, Boris Johnson now has no room for mistakes. He said everything has to go right for him to survive this, no further mistakes. Boris realises he's lost another of his 9 lives. This is a brush with political death. Can these people hear themselves? They're telling us it'll all blow over. They're telling us it's not what the public want to hear. They're saying we should talk about the vaccine rollout or the trade deal we secured with Tuvalu. Bodger must think he's a Jedi. These are not the scandals you're looking for. Except he's not a Jedi. He's Jabba the Gut.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
And then a short while later, today, the Met Police said its position had not changed on investigating the parties. The force said it would only investigate reports of parties in Downing Street if the inquiry led by civil servant Sue Gray finds evidence of criminal behaviour. They're farming out the policing of the nation to somebody who's not the police. What do the police do meanwhile? They're facilitators. They're conduits. Like a pipe. Following a report of two more rule-breaking parties, the Met Police said its position has still not changed about whether they're going to investigate any a potential crime that happened, in the past. Oh, they don't do that. In the past? Well, that's very old hat, that is. No, we only investigate crimes that haven't happened yet. See no evil, hear no evil, speak No standing around here. Move along, or Priti Patel will slap your legs. And if you don't believe that is their attitude, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, up pops the Brains Truss.
Oh, no.
She's Foreign Secretary. Can you believe that?
No.
Liz Truss said people should move on from the Downing Street party allegations. She told the country to turn its focus to other issues. Yeah, OK. How about the trade deal you signed with Australia, decimating our farming industry and benefiting us to the tune of £1 per household per year? And benefiting the economy by 0.01% over 15 years. Would you like us to focus on that, Liz Truss?
No.
Speaking to reporters, the Foreign Secretary said the Prime Minister apologised on Wednesday. He's made very clear that mistakes have been made. Mistakes. Whoops, just had another illegal party, tripped and fell over into a disco. You know how that happens. And they keep saying that phrase. The Prime Minister has made it very clear. Liz says, I do think we need to look at the overall position we're in as a country. The fact that he has delivered Brexit. No, he hasn't. They're still negotiating Brexit, which Liz Truss should know, because she is now our chief negotiator. What could possibly go wrong? She said, we're recovering from COVID. Well, everyone's recovering at the same speed, Liz. It's just that we've had way more deaths than almost anywhere else. I think Russia, Brazil, the US. I think that's it. And then it's us. And fact fans, each one of those other countries has at least twice as many people as we do here. And yet we have a similar number of deaths. Well done, Liz. Well done, Bodge. Tremendous job. She said, we're delivering the booster programme. No, you aren't. The vaccines programme is the only thing that's gone well during this pandemic because you didn't deliver it at all. The NHS did. She said he has apologised. I think we now need to move on and talk about how we are going to sort out issues. You know, as though we can be instructed, like school children, as to what should occupy our tiny little minds. And she said she 100% supports Boris Johnson to continue getting on with the job, which says as much about her as it does about him. Really? 100% support after everything you've seen? And then there was the apology to the Queen. Oh, my God. Which Boris Johnson undertook to do personally by travelling to Buckingham Palace to deliver that apology face-to-face. No, of course he didn't. He's in a fridge, hiding. He sent his spokesmodel out. He said it's deeply regrettable that parties were hosted in Downing Street at a time of national mourning following Prince Philip's death. His spokesmodel said. Speaking to reporters, he said Number 10 has apologised to the palace. It's the building. Not the man responsible. You know, an address has apologised to another address. Although it's not really quite clear what he's apologised for. I mean, what's he apologised for? He hasn't done anything wrong in his imagination. Bodge keeps claiming that he's innocent, hard done by, nothing to see here. So if all rules were followed, what's he apologising for? Eh? And lastly today, the final act in the circus. People dressed up as Boris Johnson in blonde wigs and chanting, my name is Boris, gathered outside Downing Street playing loud music draped in Union Jack flags. We will party in the gardens and we'll party in the basements, and if we run out of booze, we'll send some underling out with a suitcase to fill it with bottles in the co-op, and we will never apologise. Unless it's to Her Majesty, in which case we'll get someone to do it for us. What a way to run a country, eh?
Dreadful.
Absolutely spot on. What a way to run a country. Because that's all he's doing, isn't he? In a desperate attempt to save his own neck, he's rearranging the deck chairs on the good ship Titanic, isn't he? One thing's for certain, the only difference between our Captain Bodge and the captain of the Titanic is the captain of the Titanic will very happily go down with his ship well as our Captain Bodge. He'd have been on the first one on them boats, wouldn't he? He'd have been the first one on. All for one and sod the rest. That's his mantra, isn't it? You know, "Hello, I'm Captain Bodge." And it was just absolutely treat. And the way he just tore into our Dizzy Lizzie, who basically, for what she is, just an absolute charlatan who has no political morals. It's all what's best for our Dizzy Lizzie, or as our Barry White. No, she is changing her voice, clothes, and whatever. I'm surprised. Don't be surprised next if she goes into plastic surgery and comes out looking like Margaret Thatcher. As Nick says, cannot help but say Thatcher when you say Margaret Thatcher. But it's a brilliant video. Anyway, I shall leave the video here, and until the next time, I shall bid you farewell and take care.